now I would go to the next question that particularly since you are associated with the Marathwada auto cluster. So what are the emerging opportunities in the auto sector? Of course, you have also mentioned this in your previous response. But specifically, if we come to the auto sector, India has a very strong auto sector at the moment, and there are several centers of excellence and various initiatives ongoing from the government side and also the PPP mode. So, what do you think should be done, and how the MSMEs can leverage the opportunities?
See, Rajeev, the auto sector is going through tremendous changes in last couple of years. Particularly about India, the moving away from Bharat 4 to Bharat 6 was a major change which needed huge investments in technology and huge understanding of why we are doing this, how pollution created by auto sector is important in fighting the global warming and pollutions in cities like Delhi, Mumbai, etc. So that was the first major change that happened in India. While we were adjusting to it, I think the pandemic hit us very hard, and now the electric vehicle movement. You see, all these are major changes that have impacted auto sector in past. Change from IC engines to electric motors for driving a vehicle as a prime mover is something that people look at as opportunity, and also there are many who look at it as a threat. Those who look at it as threat are really threatened, because I personally feel that it's a big opportunity. People should be flexible. They should accept that in future 30-40% of the total vehicles sold may be electric vehicles, and therefore look for opportunities in that area. Due to pandemic, I think most of the global manufacturers of autos have started thinking about supply chains, and they have started restructuring their supply chains. One nation and one supplier dependence is now being looked into very strongly, and that is generating huge amount of queries for Indian MSMEs. I personally feel that if you take this opportunity, brace yourself to address this opportunity and actually convert it into a business. The Indian auto sector is bound to grow. While there would be some impact because of reduction in IC engine manufacturing, but I am sure there would be a lot of opportunities in electrical vehicle manufacturing. There would be opportunities in battery management systems and making batteries, and there would be a lot of opportunities for supplying as a second source maybe to global auto manufacturers.
Right, thank you. So at your cluster, I mean, are these initiatives particularly in line with this EV push which the government is giving? So what are the kind of initiatives the Marathwada auto cluster is undertaking?
See, Marathwada auto cluster has two wings. One is a manufacturing activity which is actually like a tool room. So people who cannot invest in large machines which are technology driven, MSMEs generally find it very difficult to buy machines which are then going to be used only for a few hours a week. So auto cluster is providing those services to engineering industry and auto industry around Aurangabad, so that they can pay as they use. So technology is available, but the burden of carrying that technology entirely is not on their head. So that's one opportunity. We have created a raw material bank which makes sure that we are able to supply them sheet steel particularly at point of time when they really need it. Otherwise, sourcing raw material becomes a major hassle for MSME, and particularly sourcing it in the size that they want and the quantities that they want. So auto cluster is actually doing that for most of the MSMEs around Aurangabad. The second vertical that auto cluster has is that of skilling, training, improving the management skills and practices. And there we are also doing a lot of small exhibitions where, including the workers, the middle management people can visit these exhibitions, see the latest things that are happening, because they are the ones who actually use the technology, not the top management. So if they are exposed to these changes, then they can take it up with their management saying that these are the changes and we should actually induct them into our own working, which will help us to improve our quality. So exhibitions, small exhibitions, particularly aimed at the workers and middle management engineers. 2, we are having a robotic lab. So we train workers in robotics. We have a welding lab, virtual welding lab. So we train workers in improving their welding skills. And we undertake many other projects which would give inputs to industry so that they become competitive through knowledge.
Right. Sure. I think the knowledge and the skill upgrading is very important, and I think you rightly put it that you need some common facilities and where small MSMEs can basically utilize those facilities.
We actually also, Rajeev, we also actually participate in government's program in training the trainers.
Yes.
So we are not only training the workers, we are also training the trainers, and these trainers would then go out and train workers in various other facilities. So we are actually creating a ripple effect that would make sure that MSMEs are far better equipped to face the global challenge.